Hi, it's Molly and welcome back to my channel. This is my January favorites and I'm not gonna lie, I have not had a lot of time to glam this month. It has been so busy. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is my most busy January ever, which I love. I love staying this busy. Let's just dive right in. We'll start out with body lotion. This is the Ahava Mineral Body Lotion. This is a special holiday packaging. As you can see, I've been using this for a month, and I've used a decent portion of it because I am obsessed with it. I had used the Ahava Firming Body Lotion, which I loved, but honestly, I can just be so cheap sometimes, and I didn't want to spend $40 because I used up that bottle probably in like a month and a half, 2 months. And this one retails, this is the double size version, which I believe retails for $36, and it's 17 ounces. So it's about twice or 3 times the size of the other one. And I just honestly, one, I was really curious. I'd gotten a sample of it and I loved the sample. So I bought the full size and I'm so obsessed with it that I already bought 2 more of the double size. So I have like, sometimes I need to calm down when I like a product, but I really just love this. I will say, it does not have the same firming qualities as the Firming Body Lotion. That one did make my skin like more bouncy and tight, but this one makes your skin so soft. It is bonkers, and it absorbs. Here's like my favorite thing about it is that it just absorbs right away. Literally, you put it on and it just soaks right in, and then your skin is soft and you never get that weird lotion feel where it's like too heavy or too whatever. And my hands are a hot mess this month because I'm so gross and I pick at my fingers when either I get nervous or I'm overwhelmed or whatever. So my skin's really gross, and I feel like this has saved it, especially when I was in Colorado and I was so cold. I didn't bring this obviously because it's really big and I only carry it on. I try to carry on only, and when I got back, I basically just bathed in this. I mean, I literally felt my skin and I was like, oh, it's so silky, and then I remembered, Ahava Active Dead Sea Minerals. Good stuff. Oh, next up, this is a hair product. We all love those. This one is the Rita, I'm going to say this wrong, of course, Rita Hazan Weekly Remedy Treatment. And it is a 2-step treatment. I'll show you. Basically, when I was getting my hair colored at Sally Hirschberger by Anna, I loved how she would put all these glosses on my hair and it would just make it so shiny. And I feel like when I do my color at home, you know, which I also love doing, I feel like it's fairly shiny, but not as shiny as when she was putting the glosses on it. So I thought I would try this at home glossy deep conditioning treatment. Basically, it hydrates it and makes it really glossy without the drying effects sometimes of a gloss. She does have a separate gloss. I haven't tried it. I've just tried these guys. It's sulfate, sodium chloride, and paraben free. So you put on a little, I put on a quarter size because I have a lot of hair of step 1, and you rinse it right out, and then you put on a quarter size of 2. It smells so heavenly. It smells like those white flowering bushes that you walk by in the spring. I do not know the names of them. It smells so unreal. Literally, I tried a sample of this from Sephora and the smell was so incredible. I was like, I have to try this. And it has not disappointed me. And also, it just makes your hair really, really shiny, really glossy. I think it makes it more hydrated. It's not like, you know how sometimes you use a mask and you're like, whoa. This definitely, your hair feels amazing afterwards. I wouldn't say it's the deepest conditioner ever, but my hair feels very healthy. My hair feels very shiny and it smells amazing. The only downside is these are pretty tiny tubes. They're each 2 ounces. I think I've used it 4 times so far, and I want to say it's $42 for the treatment. So it was a little on the steep side for me, but I'm so happy that I got it because I really do feel like when I use it, I can see the difference in my hair and it just feels so glossy, like that in salon treatment. Got a little airplane going by. So yeah, highly recommend this if you're looking for something that both makes your hair glossy and hydrates it. After I used the sample for the first time, it was so noticing, like my hair was so shiny. So this is what I use when I'm looking for that shiny life. I leave it in the box too so that I don't lose any of the tubes. So that is my numero 2 favorite for the month. All right, next up is a product that, to be quite honest, I didn't know if I loved it at first. It's one of the new, I have 2 of the new Tarte foundations and 2 of the new Tarte concealers that I'm going to do a full separate review on the blog, but I wanted to share this one because it's a monthly favorites, and honestly, I've been using this one a ton this month. This is the Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. I'm wearing shade Light Neutral. And at first I got this and the water foundation at the same time, or the aqua foundation, the one with the dropper. And it was summer and I've just been testing everything out for a while. And this one at first I was like, I don't know if I like it. Like it's kind of messy. Like you have to open it up and there's a thing and there's a, I was like, I honestly just don't know. And it came with this, well, it doesn't come with this brush. You can buy this brush separately, but it has a little scooper that's really easy to sanitize. You can just take a little alcohol swab, or, honestly, I'm kind of gross. I just wipe it off on a towel, which doesn't sanitize it. And you can use the scooper to dip out product, and then you put the product on your face, and you can use the brush to buff everything in. So normally, I'm not a huge foundation brush kind of person. I always use a beauty blender. And no matter what, even when I do use a brush, I use a beauty blender to finish everything, which I'll get into in a minute. So I have been using the Aqua one so much and sort of let this hybrid gel one go by the wayside. And I pulled it out this month just thinking like, I'll try it again, just to try it. I think I was going somewhere and I didn't really need to have makeup on for that long, and so I thought I'll just try this one again, and loved it. I don't know if it's because it's winter now and my skin is drier, that whatever, like before in the summer it was sort of not looking like skin. It just kind of looked like not like patchy makeup, but just makeup. Like it wasn't smooth, it wasn't sinking in, and I was like, that's really weird. And then Tarte just came out with like 3 or 4 more colors for their line, and I was like, this foundation like must be doing pretty well if they're adding shades to the range. So I pulled this bad boy out, and just like, not because I always use everything together, but on a whim I was like, I'm gonna try this brush with the two. Tried the brush, loved it. Like couldn't believe how baby soft my skin looked. The foundation sank in right away. I will say I went to the Women's March today, which was awesome but incredibly overwhelming. I don't do well in crowds, and you can see that like where my sunglasses were was a little bit the foundations did start to break up a little teeny bit on my face. So I would say this is a wonderful winter cold weather foundation. I'm going to give it a go in the summer again, but for right now, I'm going to be using this the rest of the winter. I feel like my skin looks really good. And this brush applies it so quickly. Usually I do foundation just with my fingers and I blend everything in, blah, blah, blah. I mean, man, this brush has converted me. Tarte always has really good foundation brushes. Foundation brushes are their thing. And this one just like it applies everything really quickly, really beautifully. And I do love that it has the little scooper so that you're not putting your fingers in here and making this a little bacteria pot. So very happy with this foundation and brush combo. All right. While I'm on the topic of Tarte, I'm gonna keep going with another Tarte product. This is the Shape Tape. You have probably seen every beauty blogger in the world talking about it. I love it as well. It took me forever to get my hands on a tube of this guy. This is apparently, there's one sold every 29 seconds. And by the way, I can't remember the exact prices of the other Tarte ones, so I'll put all the information down below or on the screen. So this is the Tarte Shape Tape. It took me forever to get a hold of it. It seemed like they were maybe having some production problems or something. Maybe they were just overwhelmed by how many people wanted this concealer. So I will say, this is Oh, and you know what? Let me do a swatch of the other Tarte foundation as well. This is shade Light. I did try one of the Ivory Fair shades and it was far too light. So first of all, you can tell I brought this concealer to Colorado with me, and because the altitude is so high, all of my makeup exploded from every tube. I got into the bathroom in our hotel room and I was like, oh please, like it was so sad because everything just looks so messy. So this is really messy, you know, but as you can see, this is a very large applicator. Like, can you see it next to my eye, the size of it? It's really big, and the coverage is, let me see, I'll cover up one of my veins. The coverage is wonderful. It really has a wonderful consistency. It blends out easily. Here's the only thing I will say. Again, in Los Angeles, the temperatures are pretty mild. I have no problems with it, like creasing, cracking, getting, you know, in fine lines. There you can see how beautiful that coverage is. I will say in Colorado, when my skin was drier, I feel like it did age me a little bit. It really settled into these lines that I'm starting to get. And there were times where I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is a good look for me. So this might not be a wonderful winter concealer. They do have an aqua concealer that's illuminating and is wonderful. So if you live in a super dry or super cold climate during the winter, I don't know if it's for you, but if you are like me and you live in Los Angeles, this is probably going to be an amazing year-round concealer. I reach for it every single day. I brought it home with me over Christmas. I brought it to Colorado with me. It's consistent, it stays, it doesn't fade. Wonderful stuff. I can absolutely see why it's their #1 best-selling concealer. One sold every 29 seconds. Isn't that crazy? Think about that. I might even try it to get a darker shade and see how this does for contour, because I do really like the consistency of it. Okay. So, Shape Tape. I want to say, how much is this? $24? I need to get these prices down. Let me show you. This is, I wanted to show you a swatch of the Tarte Light Neutral as well. And I'm wearing both of these products right now as well, applied with the foundation brush too. So yeah, Light Neutral, Light Shape Tape. Those are my swatches, everything that's on my face right now. I was talking about a beauty blender, and I will say, by no means is a beauty blender a new product to me, but it is a monthly favorite again. This has been my hero product this month. I think sometimes when you're at home, you don't really realize how much you rely on a product, but when you're traveling, I could not live without this. When I was at home, I would do my makeup and it just looked so I think because when I was traveling, the temperatures were so different, and my skin would just look so, like, traumatized right away. I don't know any other way to say it, but my skin was just like, whoa, what are you doing to me? And the beauty blender would just smooth everything out. So this is definitely a reinvigorated monthly favorite. I use this beauty blender every single day. I use it to press in the rest of my skincare. I use it to finish the look of my foundation. And if you use it not to, so there's a difference. Like if you use it to apply your foundation, it's going to be really hard to clean. But if you apply your foundation with your fingers or a brush, and then at the end, you press your foundation in, press your concealer in, I call that finishing, and it's much easier to clean. And honestly, I like the finish more because it doesn't absorb a lot of the makeup. So is a beauty blender worth 20 bucks? Absolutely. Spend the dough. It just makes such a big difference. Oh, last product already. Okay. This is the Fiona Styles Sheer Sculpting Palette in light medium. This is available exclusively at Ulta, her line. So I love this. I should also bring out, I have the medium deep as well. These palettes are awesome. As you can see, so right now I'm wearing the lightest shade. It is so pigmented, but so sheer. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a cheap product where the product is really sheer and you just keep building and building and building, and you're like, I feel like I have so much makeup on my face and like yet you can't see anything. This product is like, It's so sheer and so beautiful that if you're scared of contouring and scared of getting like one of those really crazy harsh lines, as you can see, there's not a harsh line anywhere. It just, it just gives you a really beautiful contoured look. I feel like this is, I want to say it's a great contouring for beginners, but honestly, it's a great contouring product for anyone because really and truly, it just buffs into your skin so beautifully, but I still feel like contours really well. Like, I'm just obsessed with it. I've started actually adding it to my kit as well. So I have one for home, one for my kit, and I love it because you never get that muddy look. You don't get harsh lines anywhere. It's just beautiful. And for traveling, it's wonderful because I use the deeper shades as my eyeshadow. So that's my little hack so that I don't have to bring a separate eyeshadow contour shade. I just use these bad boys as my eyeshadow. $28 for 3 palettes, for 3 shades in one palette, I should say, and they're 0.39 ounces total weight. So this is a decent size palette. It's a lot of powder. I do like that the shades are all very wearable. Like this, I still use this one and it doesn't come out crazy on me. So it's not like I'm gonna finish this light shade and then have like the whole rest of the palette where you just end up not using it and throwing it away. You know what I mean? And to me that just feels like such a waste of money. Let me see if I can swatch these for you. This is the lightest shade, the medium, and the deep. And as you can see, it's a really beautiful shadow contour without looking crazy. So I hope that I don't feel like I did a really good explanation of it, but it's sheer, but it's pigmented. It's not muddy. It's a really killer product. It's really incredible. You can see how I can use these as eyeshadow, but I even use this one as eyeshadow too in my crease. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful palette. Really well done. I set all my makeup with a setting spray, so I don't really know how it would last on its own without setting spray, but I don't know. I don't wear any makeup without setting spray because setting spray just feels like it makes everything better. Makes your makeup last so long. I feel like if I don't use setting spray, my makeup was a waste, I guess. I mean, really and truthfully. So those are my January monthly favorites. I hope you like the monthly favorites as much as me. I love them. I love talking about products so much. I feel like that's what I used to do all the time in high school before people, like, and in college before people did blogs. I would just be like, oh, everyone has to try all these products that I've been obsessed with this month. And people, like my girlfriends would be like, what? Stop. You're being weird how much you love makeup, but I love it that much. All right, I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Blah, blah, blah. And I will see you on YouTube. I'll see you on the blog, GirlGetGlamorous. I'll see you on the IG. I'll see you on the Snapchat. I'll see you